So the Sugarpen's it's a little bit longer. It's got bigger hooks on it, but it's got a little cup face on it. I guess that's probably one of the big differences. The Atomic doesn't have that cup face, it's just got a kind of a round nose on it. So the Sugarpen, if you do kind of, you know, jerk it back, it will work a bit like a popper, or the old walk the dog style. A lot of bait around. I switched up to the K9 and I could just see something harassing some fish up here. So the K9's a little bit smaller, so 60mm, smaller hooks, and again it doesn't have that cup face on it, it's just got a round nose on it. So I haven't used this one a lot, I've used a bigger one. That's got a nice big walk the dog, but I'm not sure how these little ones go. Well, I'm definitely starting to get more hits on the Sugarpen, so you know, it's winning for me at the moment. There's another hit. Don't be afraid to fish this super shallow stuff. Actually, it's probably where you want to be fishing. See, look, hit. If you're chasing brim, that just like the first little jiggle is enough to tell them that whatever's in the water is alive. So brim, super slow. You want to kind of jiggle, just let it sit there, and the fish are going to hit it when they're sitting there. Whiting is a totally different story. Whiting, you want to really like consistent retrieve. In fact, if you stop it, they won't go anywhere near it. But a brim, super slow. So the way that the tide's coming in, so it's rising, the way that I'm reading this is that the area that I'm fishing, see how it's quite flat, all the bait and the brim and stuff like that want to be up in those mangroves. So you know, whether it's brim like picking off oysters and bugs and stuff like that, or up in the mangroves, or the bait up in there feeding on, you know, the decaying leaves and, you know, all the small stuff. And so they're waiting, all the bait sitting on the edges waiting to push up in there. There's plenty of brim sitting on these edges waiting to push up in there as well. So this is an ideal time for me. I would like the water up in there a little bit more. And it's probably the best time, that like the most success I've had on surface is when the tide's up in there a bit more, not too far. We don't want the fish right up in the back there, but they're up in there far enough that they're hunting and they've got shade. So, you know, fishing surface in the middle of the day is not ideal, but if you've got that shaded cover up under the mangroves, you know, I've caught fish on surface all day long. Just getting that nice bit of the tide where, you know, the fish are up in there hunting, but they're not, you know, 30 meters up the back of those mangroves, out of reach. Yep. Finally got one on the Sugarpen. So there we go, nice little brimbo on the Sugarpen. So this is where I was fishing before, and just that extra flooding water is really good, I find, for fishing surface. So, you know, the water's now up in there, and yeah, the fish are a bit more keen to hit those lures. Again, the K9 might be a little bit better here because I'm in really shallow water, and I'm thinking that the fish up in there are super small. So chances are, if I had the K9 on, I got a better chance of hooking up. I got smaller trebles, slightly smaller lure, but you know, am I really trying to catch those little tiny fish? Probably not. So for me so far, the Sugarpen's in front, and it's mainly because I'm more confident with it. It's not really a fair test because I've been throwing the Sugarpen a lot more, but from really early on, way more confident with it, better casting, a bit easier to work, and when you're more confident, you catch more fish. So that's it, done and dusted. So I'm all packed up, the yaks there behind me. Clear cut verdict on this one. The Sugarpen was just better. You know, action was pretty much the same. Sugarpen just kind of gives out a little bit more water when you're walking it, so attracting the fish a little bit more, so I like that about it. But the Atomic and the Sugarpen, their actions were very similar. The thing that won it out for me was just the Sugarpen's a bit heavier,
can cast it a lot more accurate and it flies through the air better. So the casts were on point with the Sugarpen. You know, the Atomic was a bit lighter, a bit chunkier, a bit harder to cast. So I think the Atomics are about $18 full price. The Sugarpens are probably around 28. So you are going to pay a bit more for a Sugarpen. So if you're looking at buying an Atomic, they are good lures. You're still going to catch fish on them. The Sugarpen was just a little bit nicer. So, you know, if you want to upgrade to the Sugarpen, maybe skip that pie and Coke for lunch one day and chuck the extra $10 in and go and get yourself a Sugarpen. So, what are you waiting for? Give us a sub, give us a like, give us a comment, and get out of here and go and buy a Sugarpen for yourself. Chase some brim off the top. Catch you later.